Over the last few weeks, we have tested many new, exciting, fast, and expensive products from Mercedes-Benz, and today we have another Mercedes-Benz, though it is a bit of a departure. This is the eSprinter. It's electric. It goes about 200 to 250 miles on a charge. It has 201 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque. It's rear-wheel drive, and it has a 170-inch wheelbase. It's massive. Only 2 seats. Let's start it up. We'll walk you guys around it and talk about what it's been like to live with the electrified Sprinter van this week. Everything in here feels very familiar, very Mercedes-Benz. We have our MBUX system here, our infotainment. CarPlay connects wirelessly. It's a nice, responsive system. Kind of a simplified version of what you see in a lot of other Mercedes-Benz products. We've got physical climate control buttons here, water bottle, cup holders, nice big glove box right there. See just how tall this thing is. I can actually stand up. I'm 5'10" and I have about 4 inches of headroom above my head in this Sprinter van, something we don't do in a lot of cars. Let's walk you around this and show you what it looks like outside. This is also one of the slowest vehicles we've ever tested. Top speed is limited to 75 miles per hour. We have 16-inch wheels on Michelin LTX tires, 245/75 R16s. Look at this. There is not a passenger version of this van available yet, and this is a 2024. So they made a few changes for the 2025 model year. In the back, we have approximately, I'd say about 440 pounds of ballast weight. The maximum cargo capacity in this is 2,624 pounds. Nice step right here. You can get up into the back of this. Again, no problem standing in back here at 5'10". Everything is strapped down pretty well. It rides nice. Lots of room for configurations, for tying things down. I mean, this is just your standard issue cargo van. Starting price on this is around 75 grand. With all the options on this, this is probably getting a little bit closer to $80,000. Let's check out the side door here. There we are. Very nice. And this is soft close. Plastic front bumpers, grille, mirrors that fold in. I assume this is the fuel filler location for the diesel Sprinter van. Let's take a look under the hood. There isn't a whole lot to see. Just some electric bits, brake fluid, washer fluid, some coolant, and then this huge intake. Don't pour water in there, it says. We do have a reverse camera and a digital rear view mirror. You can see that up there. The reverse camera aims straight down. The digital rear view mirror kind of aims back and out, though it is so high that it almost misses vehicles right behind you. Even larger SUVs are difficult to see if they're following closely. But better than nothing. Nice step here to get up into this. Comfortable seats. We've got an armrest that's adjustable. Good amount of adjustment here until you hit the back. I'm 5'10" and I fit in here pretty well. If I were taller, I might want to lean back just a little bit more. You've got seat adjustments down here. You can raise and lower the seat and adjust this thigh support. Heated seats too. Auto up-down windows on both sides. A little bit of storage right here for a couple phones. You've got a column-mounted shifter. Here's the reverse camera. Wide-angle mirrors on the lower portion. Cool, let's go for a drive, see what it's like. We get a couple different drive modes. Comfort, Eco, and Maximum Range. Eco and Maximum Range basically just make this incredibly slow. Even with 201 horsepower, this does not get up and go very quickly. We went from a Hyundai Ioniq 5N this week, which is one of the fastest EVs that I've driven, to the slowest EV that I've driven, this Sprinter van. Still, it gets around town just fine. You do have a few regenerative braking settings, so this defaults to kind of this mid setting right here. And if you hit the left paddle, the minus paddle, it'll say D-, and that'll give you max regen off throttle. There's a little taste of acceleration in this. It hides its weight pretty well. There is a lower center of gravity with this Sprinter van than you would expect. You get into this and see how tall it is, and you think you'd just be rolling around, but this actually handles pretty well. You're pretty much flat out everywhere in this, just because it doesn't have a lot of power. That said, it's not far off from the power numbers with the diesel Sprinter van. Pretty quiet, rides nice, suspension is really well tuned. I assume that almost 500 pounds of cargo in the back is helping with that, and also affecting our speed. Oh, we get a digital rear view mirror, that's what that looks like. It is a big thing to drive around on the road. You look over and sometimes you're sitting level with semi-trucks. That's exciting. Good amount of decel on regen too. We're flat out right now. You can see our acceleration percentage there. Brake pedal feels great, really natural and progressive. Let's see how it does around a corner. Not bad. Surprisingly good. There's top speed, about 74, 75 miles an hour, 120 kilometers an hour. No adaptive cruise control or anything like that. We do get a defrosting front windshield with kind of built-in elements that'll heat it up and defrost the snow that's on there. Lots of options in the Sprinter van. Some are pretty reasonable, some are a little bit more expensive. I'll show you guys what passing power looks like here. It's not great if you're limited to 75 miles an hour. That said, it's easy to drive, track straight, not getting blown around too much. It's pretty windy tonight. And that was all regen coming down from speed. You can't one pedal drive it, you still have to touch the brake when you get to a stop. And don't think I've ever gone flat out in any vehicle that we've tested so often as I have in this. All right, we've got a bumpier road here. This is a good test for the suspension to ride quality. Feels great, honestly. These cargo vans are always fun to drive, and this one does hide its mass pretty well. Gotta watch out for trees here. See what the turning radius is like. Pretty good, actually. The forward visibility is insane in this. You can just see so well around you. This does have blind spot monitoring. Let's switch into eco mode, see what that feels like. Really dull throttle response. It's not giving me max power unless if I hit the kickdown switch. Yeah, that makes this pretty slow. And maximum range mode, that's even slower. Again, unless if I hit the kickdown switch. I think we'll just leave it in comfort. You definitely have to plan out your driving in something like this. You can't make super tight gaps in traffic. The price difference between this and the diesel Sprinter van isn't enormous, and I could see the use case for this. If you own a business, if you need something to haul around stuff. Not very good for hauling around people, just because there aren't any seats in the back. But it's got good cargo capacity. It's quick enough. It's probably pretty efficient to drive. It doesn't have the most range. Around 200, 250 miles, depending on if you're driving in the city or on the highway. If you're doing longer trips and you need more distance, I would probably go with a diesel Sprinter van. This is a 113 kilowatt hour battery pack. And 115 kilowatt maximum charge rate. That whole drive, we burned 5% battery. Not too bad, considering we were flat out pretty much the whole time. All right, one more turning radius test here. Pretty good. All right, guys. That's going to be it for me in the eSprinter. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I'll put as much info as I can in the description. That's it for this one. See you later. Cool looking taillights.